Philippines Prime Minister Friday attends IMF World Bank meetings, seeks debt relief and development support for SVG. Venezuela urges regional diplomacy during official state visit to Grenada. Pope Leo says he does not fear Trump after attack over Iran peace appeal. And in sports, SVG under-19s on back-to-back losses in win-loss Windward Islands 50-over championships. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's news and sports this evening. Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV's news and sports for Monday, April 13th, 2026. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday is in Washington, D.C. this week, leading a delegation to the IMF World Bank spring meetings. The team includes Foreign Affairs Minister Dwight Bramble, as well as Ambassador Kevin Hope, Director of Economic Planning Ricardo Frederick, and Budget Director Ken Morris. The Prime Minister is expected to hold high-level talks focused on job creation, climate resilience, and economic growth, while also seeking to strengthen partnerships and secure financing and technical assistance for national development. He is also pursuing a possible debt swap arrangement to help reduce the country's EC $3.4 billion debts, noting that the current economic situation remains challenging.
For me, a challenge is not something that you basically go out and you wring your hands and you complain about everybody and so forth. For me, it's something to overcome. We told the people we are going to govern, we are going to make this country safer, more prosperous, and we're going to make it fairer for everybody. We have a chance to participate in that, and we are going to deliver it. Those challenges that we have, we will overcome them. So this week, we talk about on the radio station some of the challenges with government financing, the debt, the high debt that we've inherited. We've been talking about this before we came into government. So we know that it's there. It's a little worse than I expected, but we are dealing with it. And part of what we're doing, we're going to Washington this week as part of the IMF World Bank spring meetings, and we will have discussions as to how we could address the debt, because these institutions, they're concerned about it as well. And we want to ensure that we remain creditworthy. We want to make sure that we can attract investments and proper lending on easier terms, so that we could invest in the productive activities to create jobs and business opportunities for our people.
Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Sinclair Leacock is acting as Prime Minister during Dr. Friday's absence. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is shifting its approach to diaspora relations, moving from informal engagement to a more structured and results-driven strategy focused on trade, investment, entrepreneurship, and innovation. According to Ronald Matthews, Consul General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to the United States, the initiative reflects a growing recognition of the diaspora's untapped potential to contribute meaningfully to national development. He explained that the new framework aims to create clear pathways for nationals abroad to participate in economic growth, knowledge transfer, and innovation-driven activities back home.
Over the years, the diaspora felt that they were left out. So we have come up with an initiative to change that. And the part of our initiative is to develop what we call a diaspora need assessment program, where we are going to engage the diaspora fully. We're going to map the skills available, because let me tell you this, here in the diaspora, there are Vincentians that are skills that you wouldn't believe the depth of our people in terms of what the skills they possess. So we want to tap into that. And we want to know as well where the investment interests lie. What would you like to come back to St. Vincent to do?
As part of the rollout, the consulates will launch a comprehensive needs assessment survey designed to gather data on the skills, interests, and resources within the Vincentian diaspora. The survey will serve as a foundational step in shaping policies and programs that align diaspora capabilities with the national priorities.
And this would allow us to design and target policies and programs that are responsive and effective, and I might dare add attractive as well. Because if a person comes to St. Vincent, work hard for their money, and they want to do an investment, they want to know it is something that will give them a bang for the buck. So we are going out there in the form of a questionnaire where we hope to get this information and we'll have it on a database. So if, for example, a person might be in Philadelphia, in Florida, and they have a particular skill set that is needed in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, then we could tap into that resource. That's the aim of our plan, as the aim that we hope to achieve.
Matthews emphasized that the initiative will focus on identifying opportunities in key sectors, fostering partnerships, and establishing mechanisms for sustained and impactful engagement. He noted that the structured approach is expected to enhance collaboration between the diaspora and the local stakeholders, ultimately contributing to the long-term economic resilience and national development. The first leg of Invest SVG's Diaspora Outreach and Investment Tour is officially underway, with the first members of the delegation already arriving in the United Kingdom. The program, dubbed Home is Where the Heart Is, seeks to attract diaspora investment into St. Vincent and the Grenadines by empowering Vincentians living abroad as agents of nation building. Through what is expected to be an informative and interactive conference in London on April 19th. Invest SVG says it is prepared to engage members of the diaspora on existing investment opportunities across a range of sectors, including tourism, agriculture, and the creative industries. In addition, Invest SVG is collaborating with several key partners, including the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, National Properties Limited, the St. Vincent Building and Loan Association, and ADS Construction. Having launched the program in 2025, the Invest SVG team says it is excited to once again reconnect with the Vincentian diaspora and is anticipating an even more successful series of engagements. Similar visits are planned for Tortola in the British Virgin Islands on May 2nd and Toronto, Canada on May 16th. As research continues on La Soufrière volcano, Professor Richard Robertson of the UWI Seismic Research Center is assuring the public that there is no unusual activity at the summit. This comes as overseas scientists and researchers from 6 universities are currently on island working to better understand La Soufrière's 5 years after its last major eruption.
I'd just like to tell the people in St. Vincent and Grenadines, nothing is happening at the volcano. We're not here because we think something is happening. You don't have to start to get worried that we're hiding anything. The volcano is as it is in between eruptions, as quiet as ever. A beautiful place to go and visit. I'd encourage you to go and visit. If you're not sure about the trail, make sure you carry a guide, because it's a place that, you could get lost and things like that. Okay? Check national parks. Yes, that's the gentleman.
Professor Robertson also commended NEMO for the advanced work already being carried out, noting that the agency is now even better prepared to respond to disasters and hazards.
We are here because a long time ago, some sensible people decided that we needed to have a set of people on the island, in the islands, who have some knowledge about volcanoes to monitor the hazards that exist. We exist in a region which is impacted by multiple hazards, and St. Vincent is not. Michelle and NEMO is now one of the most experienced disaster management agencies in the region, because they've been hit by pandemic, by eruption, by flood, by hurricane. So we're well practiced, and therefore we need to make sure that both we keep the practice going and we share the knowledge also with the rest of the region. We should have lots of experts here who could show the region how we manage things. And one of the fundamental things we have to do is work more closely with the community. So I'm glad to see the community members here.
April is being observed as Volcano Awareness Month, and the director of NEMO, Michelle Forbes, says efforts will continue to raise awareness across communities and schools.
Over the last 20 years, we have collaborated with the UE Seismic Research Center during the month of April to remember the hazard we are living with. These events are for us to ensure that the next generation does not forget the dangers of living with a volcano. And if it's not if it will erupt again, but when. This year, our activities will run from 10th to 30th of April under the theme, Legacy of La Soufrière, Our Home, Our Hazard, Our Heritage. And our activities will include school visits, field trip to Walaboo, cultural events on the 29th and 30th of April, Career Day at the Belmont Observatory, and among other activities.
The theme for this year's observance is the legacy of La Soufrière, our home, our hazard, our heritage. The research being conducted in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is expected to continue for 3 years, with scientists collaborating with NEMO and the UWI Seismic Research Center. It is one of several research initiatives planned for over the next 5 years. Vincy Mas 2026 officially launched with vibrant showcase at E.T. Joshua Tarmac. This and other stories coming up on a return with more local news. Stay with us.
Welcome to Sister.
Welcome to the upgraded C-Star Limited,
Where we offer to almost all your household items.
They've expanded their range to sofas, dining and patio sets, beds and mattresses, wardrobes, kitchen cabinets, office furniture. That's just a few from the luxurious collection. Not forgetting their signature quality windows, doors, rails, and bathroom enclosures. Journey on up to C-Star, where their friendly sales clerk is happy to assist. C-Star Limited, where quality meets style.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of. One that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We're constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Introducing 2 new Instacash games. Yes, 2 more chances to win more money instantly from the National Lotteries Authority. Get the new $2 game, Win It All, where you can win up to $2,500. And there's Stacko Cash for $3 with a top prize of $5,000. Win It All and Stacko Cash. New Instacash games loaded with lots of prizes. Available at all Lotto agents. Instacash, so easy to play, and you can win instantly.
Bowman's Pharmacy, why choose us? We have all the prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, personal care products, lowest price guaranteed. Located conveniently next to the Bank of SVG on Grenville Street. Opening hours Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Email us bowmanpharmacy@yahoo.com. Call us today at 456-2235 or 593-3918. Bowman's Pharmacy, easy to find and ready to serve you.
Welcome back to the evening news. The E.T. Joshua Tarmac was transformed into a carnival village on Saturday as Vincy Mas was officially launched, kickstarting activities for this year's festival. From costume displays to steel pan performances and a lineup of artists representing various music genres, the crowd was fully entertained. Chairman of the Carnival Development Corporation, Ricardo Adams, said that as an anticipation builds for Vincy Mas, organizers are particularly excited about the introduction of the new activities this year.
Have right here at Annesville a cultural village which will span the entire 10 days of the festival, because what is a carnival without the flavor of our Vincy cuisine? We are looking to make Vincy Mas an experience for all to enjoy. And we started this evening, you saw the return of the monkey band. We're going to get even bigger and better this year with that.
Adams also highlighted the significance of the festival's 50th anniversary celebrations, which will take place in June and July.
This year is especially significant as we will proudly launch the 50th anniversary of the historic change of Vincy Mas to a June-July festival, and that will be commemorated in 2027. For 50 years, this shift has shaped our identity, elevated our cultural expression, and positioned Vincy Mas as one of the most authentic and energy-filled carnivals in the Caribbean.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Culture reflected on what Carnival was like decades ago, expressing a desire to see elements of that tradition return, while also encouraging more partners to come on board to support the festival.
This year is especially significant as we will proudly launch the 50th anniversary.
All of our components, we need the support of our mass bands, the Calypso Association, the Pan Association. All components and all stakeholders need to work together along with the government and others and the private sector to ensure that Carnival is successful. And once Carnival is successful, as I mentioned in my introduction, the economic benefits are far-reaching. The caterers would benefit, the taxi operators would benefit, the little man on the street would benefit from a successful carnival.
In other developments, Calypso chants are set to commence later this month, while the Miss SVG pageant is scheduled for May 30th, 2026 at Independence Park. The 7 young women vying for the crown graced the stage at Saturday's launch. This year marks the return of the Miss SVG to Vincy Mas calendar after years of being held in October. After a weekend of violence linked to ongoing gang activity that left 3 people dead, concern has spread across communities in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and in an address to the nation published today on the RSVG Police Force's Facebook page, Commissioner of Police Enville Williams delivered a message of reassurance, resolve, and an unwavering commitment to restoring order and bringing those responsible to justice.
The brazen gun violence that erupted in Stony Grounds, unfolding in the stark light of day within a sanctuary of commerce and continued hours later in Bukument Bay, is not merely a police matter. It is a direct assault on the peace, the dignity, and the very soul of this country. 3 men are dead, another is wounded, and every Vincentian watching this unfold is now asking a question they should never have to ask. Is it safe to step outside? The question is a real casualty. This is where we draw the line, and we'll bring everything we've got to the fight. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force will now shift our focus and our footing to an absolute operational offensive. We are focusing every lawful resource on this, and from here forward, our action will speak louder than any words. We will be mobilizing the machinery of the state to hunt down those who believe they can act without consequence. To the criminal elements who believe they can transform the society into private hunting grounds, your arrogance.
issuing a warning to anyone who provides shelter, transportation, or a wall of silence for those involved. The police commissioner stressed that such individuals are not bystanders, but accomplices to the destruction of the country and will be dealt with accordingly under the law. 16-year-old Anthony Thomas of Connery is expected to reappear before the Serious Offences Court soon to the death of 65-year-old Winston Macmillan of Connery. Thomas, represented by former Prime Minister Dr. Gonsalves and Roland Marx, appeared in court earlier today charged with attempted murder on Macmillan. She was not allowed to plead to the indictable charge. She was granted bail in the sum of $25,000 with one surety. She also asked to surrender any travel documents she had and to report to the Connery Police Station every Monday between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. until the matter is disposed of. Thomas was ordered to return to court on April 26, 2026 for further update. Hours after her appearance in court, it was reported that Macmillan died. Macmillan was involved in a dispute with Thomas at the Connery when he was injured. He was taken to the hospital at Georgetown and he subsequently is said to be brain dead. However, he succumbed to his injury today. Venezuela urges regional diplomacy during official state visit to Grenada. This from the region. When I return, stay with us.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at Q-Care Pharmacy. Q-Care leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Introducing 2 new Instacash games. Yes, 2 more chances to win more money instantly from the National Lotteries Authority. Get the new $2 game, Win It All, where you can win up to $2,500. And there's Stack or Cash for $3 with a top prize of $5,000. Win It All and Stack or Cash. New Instacash games loaded with lots of prizes. Available at all Lotto agents. Instacash, so easy to play, and you can win instantly.
I may not like you.
You may not agree with me.
We may not believe the same things.
But that does not mean I have to hate
or discriminate.
Spread love, not hate.
A message from Equal Rights, Access and Opportunities, SVG Inc.
Courts is giving you the chance to experience the Caribbean's premier music and arts event, the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. Every Courts purchase of $2,999 or more from now to April 23rd gives you a chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip for 2 to enjoy the music, the flair, and to create unforgettable memories for you and your guests. Don't miss this opportunity. Shop today only at Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
World-famous astrologer and psychic reader, he is having vast knowledge of palm reading, spiritual healing, and psychic reading. He will also solve problems like negative energy removal, bad luck removal, get your love back. He's also the specialist of health problems, business problems, love, marriage. Bring your personal and professional life back on the right track. for any issue in your life. Energy has the right astrology remedy. Call now. +1.
In news now on the regional scene, addressing the media during our official state visit to Grenada, acting president of Venezuela Rodriguez called for diplomacy and peace to address regional tensions with an array of cooperation targets set between Grenada and Venezuela. Questions remain about how the country will balance its new relationship with the United States and what that would mean for the Caribbean. Here's more in this report.
On January 5th, Delcy Rodriguez became Venezuela's first woman president. Yesterday, she visited Grenada for her first official engagement outside of the country. Both milestones are set against a backdrop of geopolitical volatility. Her predecessor, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife, Celia Flores, are currently facing narco-terrorism charges after being captured by United States forces. While both Rodriguez and Maduro maintain that he is the official office holder, her entry into the interim role has been marked by an apparent compromise with the United States. In Grenada, she signaled that her country's new agenda of cooperation with the U.S. would benefit the entire hemisphere. U.S. foreign policy has recently been characterized by new or more strictly imposed restrictions on other states, particularly in travel and trade. Under her tenure, Venezuela has been barred from exporting oil to Cuba, leaving the island in a dire energy crisis. Speaking with the media yesterday, Rodriguez condemned the sanctions, adding that the people of both nations have the right to live and develop freely. Since last August, the United States crackdown on narco-trafficking has resulted in the deaths of well over 100 alleged drug traffickers in Caribbean waters. Responding to a question on her position on the Caribbean as a zone of peace, Rodriguez stressed that maintaining it must remain a strategic objective.
That's the news from the region. The international news feature is coming up next. Stay with us.
Across our Caribbean, we're going digital, working smarter and living safer online.
In Dominica, we don't fall for fake prices. We check before we click.
In Grenada, we verify before we share, keeping our hard-earned money safe from hackers.
In St. Lucia, we report cyberbullying, protecting our children and each other.
In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we report scams fast, protecting our neighbors and our communities.
Together, we're building a cyber-smart Caribbean, keeping our people and our data safe, standing up to scams and cybercrime. We stay connected, but always alert. This message is brought to you by the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. Stay smart, stay safe. Think Card TP. Visit cardtpconnect.org.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances. TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
Since 2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-Arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170, or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
Welcome back. On the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has taken aim at the head of the Roman Catholic Church on social media. That's after Pope Leo called for dialogue in a mass on Saturday as negotiations to end the Iran war began in Pakistan. But he has said he would not shy away from appealing for peace.
The first US-born leader of the Roman Catholic Church has earned the fury of his president.
We don't like a pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime.
Trump's comments came after the Pope held a mass on Saturday as the US and Iran entered talks to end the war. Addressing world leaders, Leo urged peace, dialogue and mediation. And as Pope Leo set off on a 10-day tour of 4 African countries, he shared his thoughts on Trump's attacks.
I don't think that the message of the gospel is meant to be abused in the way that some people are doing. And I will continue to speak out loudly against war, looking to promote peace, promoting dialogue and multilateral relationships among the states to look for just solutions to problems. Too many people are suffering in the world today. Too many innocent people are being killed. And I think someone has to stand up and say, there's a better way to do this.
A stance firmly rejected by President Trump, who initially welcomed the appointment of a pope from the US. On Monday, the president also posted an AI-generated image of himself dressed like Jesus, healing the sick, flanked by an American flag and what seemed to be fighter jets and soldiers.
Thank you very much.
But as Trump's popularity continues to plummet, both at home and abroad, it's the message from this Chicago-born pope that's appealing to a global audience. Sonia Gallego, Al Jazeera.
That's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
The weather report sponsored by General Hardware.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
And now for a look at the local weather forecast. Present conditions fair and slightly hazy. Winds northeast at 7 kilometers per hour. Temperature 26.7 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 77%. Barometric pressure 1011.6 millibars. 24-hour rainfall nil. Today's maximum temperature 30.2 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature 24.7 degrees Celsius. Sunset at 6:17 p.m. Sunrise at 5:52 a.m. Forecast fair to partly cloudy and slightly hazy and breezy at times with a few isolated showers. Synopsis: a ridge pattern is the dominant feature.
The weather report was sponsored by General Hardware.
Tourism has many benefits to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It creates growth and a boost in economic activities, infrastructure development, job creation, entrepreneurship, and is a source of foreign exchange earnings. Supermarkets and vendors, bars, restaurants, taxis, tour guides, hotels, service providers, and many more all benefit directly from income gained through the tourism industry. Taxes collected from visitors to our country help St. Vincent's economy and its growth. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
World-famous astrologer and psychic reader, he is having vast knowledge of palm reading, spiritual healing, and psychic reading. He will also solve problems like negative energy removal, bad luck removal, get your love back. He's also the specialist of health problems, business problems, love, marriage. Bring your personal and professional life back on the right track. For any issue in your life, Energy has the right astrology remedy. Call now, +1.
Welcome back to the evening sports. We hear that St. Vincent and the Grenadines lost both matches in the 2026 Windward Islands Super 6 50-over cricket championship in Dominica over the weekend. In their first match on Saturday, young Vincentians were beaten by 163 runs against St. Lucia at Geneva Park in Grant Bay. The scores: St. Lucia under-19s 208 off 43.5 overs, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines under-19s 45 off 16.1 overs. On Sunday, the Vincentians suffered their second defeat, losing by 63 runs to host and defending champions Dominica at the Geneva Park in Grant Bay. The match was reduced to 30 overs aside due to rain. The scores: Dominica under-19s 170 for 8 off 30 overs, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines under-19s 107 off 27.1 overs. Dominica began their defense on Saturday with a 97-run victory over Grenada, while Grenada beat St. Lucia by 20 runs in their second match at Benjamin's Park on Sunday. Today was a rest day in the championship, which will continue tomorrow with round 3 matches. At a special general meeting of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cricket Association, SVG-CA Inc., held on Friday, April 10th, the general membership determined that the executive had exhausted its mandates. A motion was then raised to convene another special general meeting on Saturday, May 9th, 2026, to elect a new executive, with the current executive serving in an interim capacity until then. The selection committee was tasked with selecting a training squad for the senior men's team for the upcoming Windward Islands tournament in July. All other subcommittees were deemed to have exhausted their mandates. Dutch Lady Clinchers edged fun-size success Netters team to 22 goals to 20 in Division 3 of the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines National Netball Championships at the Kingstown Netball Centre in New Montrose last Saturday. Earlier, Valley Bakers North Leeward Stars outplayed Exceed Sports Club Team 4 40 goals to 3 in the Vitamalt Youth Development Division. And in football, an Akeem Barber strike gave Careers a 1-0 victory over Customs last Saturday in the ComSports Business Houses football tournament at the ComSport facility at Annisville. In another match, Lanes beat St. Vincent Electricity Services Vinlec 3-0. The quarterfinals are scheduled for this weekend. That's all we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnisville. Call 453-9000.
Introducing 2 new Instacash games. Yes, 2 more chances to win more money instantly from the National Lotteries Authority. Get the new $2 game, Win It All, where you can win up to $2,500. And there's Stack or Cash for $3 with a top prize of $5,000. Win It All and Stack or Cash, new Instacash games loaded with lots of prizes. Available at all Lotto agents. Instacash, so easy to play, and you can win instantly.
And now for a second look at the headlines. Prime Minister Friday attends IMF World Bank meetings, seeks debt relief and development support for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Venezuela urges regional diplomacy during official state visit to Grenada. Pope Leo says he does not fear Trump after attack over Iran peace appeal. And in sports, SVG Under-19s on back-to-back losses in Winlot Windward Islands Super 50 Championship. And for a recap of the local weather forecast, fair to partly cloudy, slightly hazy and breezy at times with isolated showers. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I'm Triska Campbell, inviting you to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news as well as daily headlines. Also check out SVG-TV's News in 15 weekdays at 12:45 p.m. Again, thanks for viewing. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
SVG's Heart and Soul. Magic 103.7, 91.5. Today's music, yesterday's hits.
24 karat